This is Malaysia. As an upper middle income country, Malaysia is both a contributor to the development of low and middle income countries and a beneficiary of global experience in its own journey towards high income and developed nation status. However, as a developing country, we are a little behind the developed country that has a high quality of life, developed economy, and advanced technological infrastructure relative to other less industrialized nations. In this video, we will be focusing on one of the economic problems, which is poverty among Malaysians that leads them to be homeless or can't afford to have a house. This will affect the decreasing quality of life.
Makan tadi apa paper susu 2 balik makan paper susu tak ada cukup. Sebab apa dekat sini kan tiap hari Khamis ambil macam minggu yang lepas ni paper, minggu apa yang sudah tu susu macam tu. Cuma pampers sekarang sebab apa pampers pun dia bagi dia berkeping kan. Susu cukup. Maksudnya hidup PPR kan. Ya? Hidup apa? Satu berkesan. Ada yang tunggak gak batu malam dulu.
To surpass the problems, the government of Malaysia as an institution through which leaders exercise power to make and enforce laws, a government's basic function is providing economic assistance, and one of the initiatives by the government under the Ministry of Housing and Local Governance is building a low-cost house, or we call Program Perumahan Rakyat (PPR) for low-income Malaysians. More precisely, the relevance of the People's Housing Program (PPR Housing) as a government's initiative for the economy in Malaysia.
Over the years, the Malaysian government has introduced various initiatives in introducing affordable housing for low and middle income households in Malaysia. People Housing Project (PPR) is one of the initiatives from the Malaysian government to introduce affordable housing for low-income households. So, what exactly is PPR? According to the Ministry of Housing and Local Government official website, PPR is a government program for the resettlement of squatters for those who are qualified and meet the housing needs of the low-income group B40. The main objective of PPR is to increase the quality of life of those with low-income earners. Through PPR, the government can increase the standard and cost of living of low-cost earners by enhancing the capability and accessibility of the people to own or rent houses. Jabatan Perumahan Negara (JPN), or also known as the National Housing Department under the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, is the main implementing agency for PPR project throughout Malaysia. PPR consists of two categories, namely rental PPR and owned PPR. Firstly, PPR homes for ownership. The government is implementing PPR ownership, which aims to enable the low-income group to own their own homes. Owned PPR houses are sold at RM35,000 per unit in Peninsular Malaysia and RM42,000 per unit in Sabah and Sarawak. Next, PPR homes for rent. Alternatively, each PPR home can also be rented for RM124 per month. This affordable rate will allow as many B40 income earners as possible to live under a safe and comfortable roof.
Low-cost housing also requires terms and conditions for the applier to follow. For Malaysia PPR housing, it only open for Malaysian citizens in the age of 18 and above. The government also prioritizes for home buyer and family buyer. The estimated income must be in the range of less than 2,500 ringgit to 3,000 ringgit. The conditions set by the government is they cannot rent out the house after they get the house. Just like Malaysia, low-cost housing also exists nationwide, especially in Austria. In Austria, low-cost housing are called social housing, and it is more focused in Vienna. The city income restrictions for subsidized unit only apply when families first move in. Residents also never required to move out even if their income level raised in the following years. Rents are also regulated by the city government so that none of the residents pay any more than 20 to 25% of their household income for housing. For example, for a single person, the income must be 45,510 euro. Meanwhile, for a couple, its combined income of 67,820 euro. The same condition is set out, which is not to rent the house.
However, delivering a sufficient number of affordable housing units to B40 income earners has found to be a challenge for this initiative. According to the Malaysian Real Estate and Housing Development Association, the main issue is high construction costs. Cost of construction material, labor and land, for example, have remained as one of the most significant barriers to delivering affordable housing across the country, since construction costs account for 80% of housing prices. Next, labor-intensive conventional construction methods are less productive and time-consuming, which resulting in a higher overall project cost. Other difficulties also include the longer time required in the process of approving application due to the huge number of applications and the limited number of PPR units available. This indicated that the demand for low-cost housing exceeds the supply. This can be shown when Kuala Lumpur City Hall (DBKL) received over 38,145 applications for people housing project and public housing. Furthermore, residents of PPR housing may well have a high level of dissatisfaction with the government due to the lack of basic amenities available in the community.
What is the relevance of low-cost housing to macroeconomic? You might wonder, since low-cost housing are sold in affordable price to low income and is thus not giving back the same profit to developer. According to economists and senior economists ANZ, Adelaide Kimbrell, Felicity Ahmed and Catherine Birch, increased investment in social and affordable housing has long-term social and economic benefits. But what are these relevant? First of all, increasing the stock of social housing will reduce some of the accommodation shortfall for people experiencing or at risk of homelessness. Reducing homelessness also supports public health. Productivity research suggests appropriate housing contributes to both prevention of and recovery from mental health disorder, educational attainment levels, social inclusion and protection from domestic violence, all improve with social housing investment. The increased social housing investment will offer employment opportunities in construction and will have a large multiplier for economic activity. This counter-cyclical investment approach will help smooth construction activity and investment through business cycle. Not to mention, it also helps give a good impression to foreign investors, and a lot of credit will help the bank to maintain their business. Its relevance not only affects the social but also in microeconomic sense.
These are the benefits of PPR housing. Firstly, it is the opportunities for low-income Malaysians to own a house or to rent. Since Malaysian with monthly income less than 2,500 ringgit Malaysia is one of the term and condition to apply for the PPR house, this can explain that this initiative is restricted to help those people with low income. Secondly, it is reducing the number of homeless people, more precisely in the urban area of Malaysia. Homelessness is an economic problem and can be seen commonly in urban areas, for example Kuala Lumpur. This is because houses are expensive even for rental purposes. It affects the economy because people without housing are high consumers of public resources and generate expense rather than income for the community.
Next, I will talk about a few issues and challenges that are faced by households in PPR housing. Firstly, the unaffordability issue. People that want to apply for PPR housing are required to secure a home financing package from financial institutions, either from conventional banks or Islamic banks. Therefore, the cost of housing units increase as households have to pay back the principal and interest. Furthermore, the household feel a burden to them to pay the monthly maintenance fee. It is difficult for them to pay both monthly installment and maintenance fee simultaneously. Secondly, inaccessibility to home financing facility issues. The structure of PPR schemes is designed to require all eligible applicants to secure home financing package from the financial institution. Some of the applicants are unable to secure home financing package from financial institution. The reason is because some of applicants are unemployed, inconsistent income stream, bank default or blacklisted, low income and insufficient funds for down payment. And lastly, the third issue is the poor maintenance and mismanagement. From the survey we have been conducted before, we have found that some of the residents are complaining about maintenance and their safety. They want the authority party to improve the facility of PPR house, and the quality of people that live in PPR housing should be more considerate. We have found that the existing maintenance practices are not focused enough on repairs and remedial works, as some of the residents are complaining about the problem of the existing facilities. For examples, bad quality of zinc, small musalla, dirty surrounding area and parking problems. The residents reported the delay in rectifying the problem caused by the inadequate fund for maintenance.
So let's talk about the possible improvement of PPR housing. There are many ways we can improve this project with the help of government. So to begin with, upgrading application process has to be easier, faster and not burdening. People with below average salary want to apply for this privilege. If this process becomes complicated, then many people lose their hope. Government should make the application process fully online. So the government should take this matter seriously. On the other hand, government should provide better living conditions for those in the B40 group by providing a variety of unit sizes under the People's Housing Project (PPR). So we can say that the government can increase the number of houses. Malaysia has a lot of empty lands. Government can ally with renowned construction company to make more PPR housing project. And we can also say that it has to be hygienic and well drainage system so that everyone can live peacefully and sound health.
With the increasing population, by logic, housing demand are simultaneously increases. By having a specific program for the selected group, it helps them to manage their daily life better. This term of view analyzes the Islamic perspective. We are taking view at Surah Anbiya verse 73, which has said that leaders are made to guide with Allah's command by doing good deeds. This verse reflected to the main objective of low-cost housing (PPR), as the government has made an initiative towards the low-income group B40 to meet their housing needs. This initiative is considered as good deeds made by the government in order to help these family groups to live within their budget but still be able to enjoy the benefits provided by the government. Moreover, in Surah Al-Hadid verse 7, it says to spend some of our hairs in the charity. This concept also can be seen in the introduction of low-cost housing to B40 family groups. The implementation of this program can be considered as a charity to the family, as each of the houses sold at affordable prices which suits their monthly wages. By this program, it is a game changer, especially to the targeted group, to increase their life quality and provide opportunities for them to live better under the comfortable roof.